What's up, soul family? So I know I'm a little bit behind schedule, but we're gonna do a spiritual energy read for August 22nd to August 29th. So 7 days, and we're gonna do this one similar to the last visual that I did for YouTube, where we choose 3 cards. We can look at the energy as past, present, and future, or we could just look at it as a timeline on how this energy will play out for the week. It's up to you. But it all depends on really how your story is going down. Because for some people, this energy would be from last week or the week before, and then for you, this could be happening right now, starting today or tomorrow, and then going forward. So it all depends on each story. Because again, this is a collective reading, but I said I was gonna make these videos a lot shorter so I can get the upload time to go faster. So we're going to get straight into it. I'm just gonna pull 3 cards off of the top, and we'll start off with the bottom of the deck for the overall energy. Ooh, a little moth. And then we will clarify where necessary. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, last 2 shuffles. There's a need for some decluttering. I think that's been like the message for the last 2-3 months, at least the last 2 moon cycles, is decluttering space, energy space, getting rid of things and no longer resonate. You know, taking the time out when necessary, because whatever you were doing, you can't really keep up with that no more. Whatever that may be, whether it's a facade or whether it's something that you're in for selfish purposes, perhaps, you know, that type of thing, or for someone else that's around you, maybe in for selfish purposes. Like there's a need to declutter for a big group of you guys out there. But I'm sorry, I think I went well over 2 shuffles, so this is the last one. Oh, that card wanted to stay. All right. Okay. So a card that I didn't get a chance to show you while I was shuffling, but I kept seeing, was the transparency card. And transparency is a call for like being authentic and honest in all of our approaches in life. You know, our daily operation, who we deal with on a daily basis. Like there's a need for us to be authentic in who we truly are. And so I do want to talk about that energy. So there's this need for an honest approach in all of our dealings, and this is on a collective. Like this is something that's supposed to help us on a conscious level as a collective, a mass collective. And so the bottom of the deck, the card that I have here. Oh, okay, no, that's not. Okay, so the bottom of the deck we have the vulnerability card. Vulnerability is the card 39. 39 reduces down to 12, which reduces down to 3, which is my God number, aka love number. You know what to do. Your highest self. That's what the number 3 resonates for me. So vulnerability is about opening your heart and allowing yourself to be tender. And this makes a lot of sense. So let me go ahead and pull out the first 3 cards so I can tie this card into what I see. Okay? Okay. Alrighty. So it makes a perfect sense why we have this overall call for being our authentic self, being honest in our approaches, and operating out of the heart chakra, and using love as our place of operation in which we do things. And the reason why I say that is because the first card we have here is the Lumeria's Return. And we've had this card before. So Lumeria Return, this is my community energy card. This is community based. This is about removing selfish intent, removing selfish agendas out of the way, so that we can start getting to a conscious level where we're responsible for one another, where we are, building up the communities. Like back in the day, I know I just got finished having this conversation with my grandmother. When one block had a block club party, chances are it was like 7 other blocks, 2 blocks to the east, 2 blocks west, that were having community affairs where the blocks was cut off. We got entertainment, we got food. Miss Lewis is talking to Miss Johnson, and all the nieces and nephews are playing around with each other. And we've lost that as a community. We don't have that sense of loyalty and respect and compassion for one another, for people, places, and things anymore. Everything is about me, me, me. And that is the energy of this age that we just came out of, the age of Pisces going into now the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is requiring for us to operate out of the energy of love. This requires for everyone too. Those who aren't operating out of love, and when I say love, I mean this is not just loving someone else. This is about loving yourself as well. For example, for myself, I haven't really been focused on my eating habits like I should. So ultimately, when you're not paying attention to things that are dealing with your well-being, and if you love yourself, you will be focused on your well-being at all times, whether that's your mental sanity or whether that's your food intake, the people you keep around you, all of those things. So for me though, I haven't been eating like I should, and as a result, it's taking an effect on my body. Now, granted, I do like my slimmer form, but I would have to be totally honest and say this is not by choice. It's just because I don't eat like I am supposed to. But this all comes back to embodying the idea of self-love. When you are focused on your well-being, then you make it your priority to operate from that sense of space, whether that's getting up and working out 2 or 3 days out of the week, whether it's making sure that you are eating just as much as you are engaging in whatever other activities that you do throughout your regular day. Like, we have to start being more mindful of those things. On a more community level, let me get away from myself. Right now, as a collective, a lot of us have been seeing a rise in violence in our communities, or at least that's what the news is forcing down our throats. Black on black crime, cops killing kids, things of that nature, where emotions are just running really, really high. And that's because we are still operating in the energy of fear amongst our community. But that's because there is no community base. We have no leaders for social needs. Everyone is kind of like fighting for themselves. And the call of the Lemuria's return is for us to get back to what Lemuria was. And if you know anything about Lemuria or Atlantis, if you're into like cartoons and stuff, if you had a childhood, you probably watched cartoons. I didn't, so I got this information just from reading books and stuff like that. But Lemuria was a place where they were tribal people. They were very peaceful. They operated out of the barter exchange system. Everybody was useful for one another, and they respected and honored each other's boundaries. There was a sense of honoring the fact that diversity is healthy. And with diversity, we can get everything that we need out of life. Nothing is unfathomable. Like the world is limitless. We can do anything. Now, I will get into other abilities of these people, and that's because they had this sense of balance. These were called the balanced people. The balanced people. And I like that because that's my main focus in all of my spiritual readings, is to fixate on getting back to where we have a balance between divine masculinity and divine femininity, because both are necessary. Like, we need this logical, rational side in which things come to life. Like, this is our action. This is how we build businesses. We build industries. Like, we need that divine masculinity, but we also need the divine femininity so that we can reduce the amount of war. We can reduce the amount of unpeaceful risings that's happening, where we're having the need to protest and further embody the spirit of fear that's not getting us anywhere. So there's a need for us to get back to Lemuria. We have to return back to Lemuria so that we can get in tune with being more compassionate with one another, And I don't, everybody has their own association, deity-wise, whether you're Christian or Buddhist or Protestant or what, Catholic or whatever your association is. Ultimately, what we're the idea, at least for me, coming from a Christian background who's no longer religious anymore, I equate the idea of God to love. And in order to operate in love, we have to be compassionate with ourselves and others, even our enemies. That's the hard part, is knowing when to walk away from people who try us and push us and step on our toes, knowing that this is only happening because of your aura in your light. It's just a part of the game. This is how people manipulate energy unconsciously. So knowing your power, embodying love, allows us to kind of stay away from that type of resistance that can come across our path in life. So I really like that card for an opener. I don't even really think we need no clarifiers for that, honestly. Moving right on into card number 2. Card number 2 is the number 40 card. As soon as I picked it up, a little net just fell right on it. But anyways, 40 narrows down to 4. 4 for me is ability, stability. So ability, stability, structure, things of that nature. Finance is usually the focus. I don't like to really focus on like finance, but that's why I like to say the words ability and stability and structure, security, whatever that is for you. But the card we have here is the yearning card. Look at that. Look at that. They miss each other. But just looking at the picture and the darkness to it, there's a sense of a group of you guys out there who are dealing with some type of chaotic situations that can feel like a nuisance to what it is that your heart is truly desiring in this moment. Like right now, you're yearning for something, you're wanting something to come into your energetic space that you can't seem, or you feel as though you can't seem to manifest just what that is that you're yearning for. And if you look, it looks like the guy here, like he's dying, like he's like half not even alive, and it's like he's being swept ashore, but you, the group of guys out there, you're yearning to save someone from whatever that is. But there's a lot in the way. There's a lot of chaotic energy, waves, high waves. Yeah. This is definitely a card for twin flames. Definitely. There's some undesired separation that's happening here, and it's like for a group of you guys out there, you just want to get away from the secrets. You want to get away from all of the moon energy that comes with the waves, that comes with the high volatile waves and the chaos that you're currently feeling. Like you just don't want to deal with that no more. And maybe that's what that little fly was. It's just a nuisance. Like you get it in away from what I truly want. I want to clarify this one. So let's see what we get. I'm going to use the Right Away Tarot, of course, for clarifiers. Although I do got a new deck, and I do want to take some time learning this new deck. I love it, especially for personal readings, like one questions or specific situational, subjective type of questions. Those cards look like they're going to be bomb.com for. But right now we're going to just stick to what we know, and that's the Right Away Tarot. And let's get clarifiers for this yearning card. Spirit, can we get clarifiers for the yearning card? And shuffle 3 more times. Yeah. Somebody wants to get away from manipulating energies. They've had this strong thought that, or they have this very strong feeling that they're being manipulated. And they want to get away from that moon energy that comes with manipulation. Like, that's lies, deceit, somebody doing things out of a selfish agenda. I think we talked about that in the call for Lemuria's return. But yeah. Last shuffle. Somebody's in the way. Somebody's in the way from what it is that a group of y'all are desiring right now. Somebody, something, someplace, something's in the way. Maybe this person's long distance and you can't get to them. Or maybe this job is across seas and you can't get to it. Or there's just something that feels like a nuisance that's in the way of what it is that you are truly desiring in this given moment. But we're going to let the cards talk. What did I say? Bottom of the deck. This is the for me the card of not getting out of chaotic situations and getting into calmer waters. This is that card. This is the energy of this card. It's staying inside of the chaos, just dealing with whatever is going on in the given moment. Even though your soul is crying for a release, you're choosing to stay within this sword energy that's not getting you into a peaceful place, which is what the Lemuria return is all about. So, off the top. Okay. So, group of you guys are very good. Big group of you guys are not satisfied financially, or with monetary wise. A group of you guys are not satisfied with the work that you've been putting in comparison with what you've gotten in return. There's no satisfaction coming from that. And as I said, now, hey, listen, you saw me shuffle on camera. I pulled the cards from the top right in front of you. And I told you that fly flew on my card. There's a nuisance. Somebody's getting in the way of what it is that you're truly desiring. And boom, this is my troublemaker card. There are troublemakers around you who are mentally getting in the way of where you're trying to go with things. Whatever it is that you're yearning for, whether that's a person, whether that's a job, whether that's a sense of stability, because remember this is the number 40 card that reduces it down to a 4. Whatever that gives you the feeling of security, ability, stability, there's a troublemaker in the way of that. And you know it. You know it. And that's why there's a feeling, I get this feeling of needing to get away from the moon energy that come along with this troublemaker. And the reason why I say that is, the clarifier to that is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, as you can see, updating your resume. New friends, changing your surroundings. So that whole, no new friends thing, we trying to grow around here. Somebody is trying to grow. Somebody wants to be around like-minded individuals who vibrate on the same frequency as them. And they want to get away from this troublemaker, because ultimately, my card's flying, this troublemaker is getting away from this monetary flow, from this person being able to express their ability, showing their ability, taking away from this sense of structure and stability. They trying to get away from that. They want to get away from that. That's why they're considering updating their resume so they can get to what they're yearning for. Person, place, or thing, job, whatever. Update those resumes, guys. That's the energy of that card. Get this troublemaker out of the way. Because, that I just said a card flew, right? I'm going to pick that card up in a second. But the card that's open for me to see right now is, when you do that, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel's going to change. Everything that you're wanting is right around the other side of this wheel. It just got to turn. And in order for this to turn, you got to get away from that troublemaker. You got to get it away from whatever that energy is that's troublemaking. This ain't got to be a person. This could be behaviors. This could be certain behaviors that you guys are taking on that doesn't represent your higher self. You got to get away from those energies in order for this Wheel of Fortune to come in. Okay? Let's get this wheel turning. I like that. Third and final card, we have the Adrift. This is our only reversal. So I want you to take a look at that one. So let me turn it upright. So upright, this is the letting go card. You know, just going with the flow of what the universe is asking from you right now. Allowing a higher force to take charge at a given time. But there's a sense of resistance going on right now. There's a sense of a group of you guys who are resisting what the universe is asking for you right now. This is like the 4 cups in reverse, like not wanting what it is that the universe is presenting you at the given moment, and not understanding the necessity of going through this experience, because there is something for you to gain out of it. It may not be exactly what it is that you're wanting, but there is a necessary lesson for both parties, or all parties involved, by going in and not resisting where the universe is currently taking you. And I think that if we embody the spirit of allowing, the universal law of allowing in any given moment, then we create this fertile potential of new growth or new possibilities or rebirth of some sort. There's this, there comes this feeling of like powerful creative energy from not resisting the flow or not resisting what the universe is currently asking of you or wanting from you. So mainly the whole idea is even though the upright is knowing that you need to let go and going with the flow of what the universe is wanting you to do. Let that go. Release. The universe is showing you why you need to let go. Now let go. That's what it is upright. But in reverse, there's a feeling of wanting to let go of something that you don't want, but the universe is saying not right now. And although that a lot of people won't understand this, because there is something, this is like reflective, like this is a moment of reflection, like time and tide. I'm surprised that card didn't come out, but the time and tide, like sitting back and knowing that if I embody this moment and I learn and see what it is the universe is wanting for me or from me, then I too will make a form of exchange. Like this is a form of barter exchange. There's a lesson for both I and all parties involved, and there's a necessity for me to sit in this energy so that there can be a birth of some type of project, idea, situation. For some people, somebody may even be pregnant. There's a group of you guys, this could be a very small, group, but there's a group of you guys who are in situations where the person that you're yearning for is currently dealing with a situation they weren't ready for. And maybe that was what the universe brought to them, and they're not really knowing how to deal with that. This fertility, this birth, this baby. And if it's not a physical baby, this could be a partnership business. Everybody's story is going to be different. So let me go ahead and get some quick clarifiers, because once again, this is still going to be a 30-minute video. So let's get this real quick. Can I get a clarifier or some clarifiers for the Adrift card? We're going to take the first 3 cards off the top. Please, spirit, let's get some clarifiers for the Adrift in reverse. The Adrift, wind's blowing. The Adrift card in reverse. Adrift card in reverse. somebody's definitely having to make a decision. And whatever this decision is, it's probably going to be hurtful for someone involved. That's what that card is for me. Bringing justice to a situation. Maybe somebody is trying to avoid the justice in the situation. Whew. Well, that's deep. I try not to go situationals on these because, again, these are spiritual energy readings for the collective, and I'm speaking to thousands out there. So I try to keep those situational, subjective type of readings to personal readings, which you can reach me at Femini Empress Tarot at gmail.com for all of your spiritual energy tarot reading needs. Alright, yeah. So, yeah, guys, yeah. Damn, that was strong. See if that come back around again. Yeah, somebody's manipulating the situation so that it goes their way. Yeah. It's like somebody's using their iron fist. Like, they know they have an advantage over somebody, and they using that to their advantage. Okay. Alright. Last shuffle. Okay, one more. We got 6. Oh, wow. Yeah, we gotta hurry up. Yeah, it's a lot of pages. A lot of pages. There's almost a feeling of like somebody is like faking the funk on their feelings for monetary gain. And I'm not sure who needs to sit in that energy or why they need to sit in that energy, but I guess we're gonna find out. Yeah, a lot of fake love. Somebody want to get away from hurt, and they want to get away from hurt because they found happiness somewhere else. They want to get away from, or someone wants to move towards something that is making them happy, but it hurts them that they can't because they have some type of obligation. That's what I'm getting from these cards right here at the bottom of the deck. Right here, these 3. Ace of Wands, what's that? Ace of Cups in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse, and 3 of Cups. See, this is the happiness. But whatever's around currently isn't making you happy. But doesn't need to sit in this energy or be vulnerable to the situation. Okay. So Strength card in reverse is someone not having the endurance to keep up with something. And it looks like with this 5 of Swords in reverse, they can't keep up with this sense of dishonor and discord within a relationship or partnership. So they're choosing to walk away or no longer build or get away from whatever teamwork value that was happening within a structure. So I guess the idea of sitting in it and not resisting it is understanding the lesson that is coming from why this even had to happen. Why this tower moment, or what could have been a tower moment, has to happen. Because there's a hollow victory that someone doesn't want anymore. And that's because I think they birthed something that they actually want. And that's maybe what this feeling of rebirth or birth or baby so that I'm getting right now. Like, yeah. Someone wants to move towards their happiness. So you have to go through this first, though, to get there. Okay. Yeah. It's going to require to leave a situation behind ultimately in the end. But it's going to take time. We got to go through these energies first. We got to go through these energies first. And then we'll get here. And when we get here, that's when the abundance will come. We'll have the abundance that we're looking for. I like that. So I do have another deck, and I used it on my podcast. I had a great episode too. If you guys aren't in tune with the podcast, that is Femini Empress Tarot. You can just put that in your Google, and it will take you to all of the sites. It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify, Castbox, anywhere you can stream music and you can stream audio. You'll be able to find my podcast, and I do all my personal readings there. Everything is private. No names are said. I don't go into if it's a high energy reading, I choose not to post those. Those I will send directly to you, and that is totally off limits. But right now, while my readings are free, by the way, while my readings are free, I do post the audio of my readings to post on my podcast. So yeah, I mean, my podcast is not just tarot based. We talk about spirituality. We talk about things that affect us on a daily basis that we need to be more cognizant of. A lot of the times when I'm talking, I be preaching to the choir. I be reminding myself. But the reason why I started this in the first place is because I felt like as long as I'm helping others, I'm helping myself. So that's why I'm here. And yeah, so let's go. I want to use my new deck. We're going to shuffle it real quick. We're going to give it a good 5 shuffles. Pull the first card off the top, and I'm going to give the book's reading. Definition of it. So, Spirit, what card would you like to end this reading with? What does the collective need to know for August 22nd to August 29th, dealing with the energies that will be at play for those 7 days? What energies do we need to, or what energy card should we focus on? I'm going to shuffle this 2 more times and cut the deck. Yeah. Grandmother Moon, we had that last week. You know, that's the moon cycles, sitting in the moon cycles, understanding the necessity and learning from those experiences. Yeah. All right, last one. Okay. Bottom of the deck, full moon. I got a feeling that this death card, full moon, probably has something to do with each other. This getting to a space to where the graduation stage, the transformation can take place. Probably going to take place around the full moon. Yeah. But split the deck. We're going to take the first card up the top, and we got the self-focus card, and it's in reverse. So with it being, I reversal. So with it being in reverse, this all goes back down to what we started off with, the importance of embodying love. And in order to love others, we have to love ourselves. And when we love ourselves, we set boundaries. We set boundaries that we don't allow other people to cross. And so there is a mass amount of us, myself included, who are allowing people to come in our energy spaces and disrespecting the boundaries that we should have in place if we were focused on ourselves and the well-being that we require for stability, sanity, structure, ability. All right, so let's go to the book definition because the author is amazing in this book. Look at that card. For the symmetry, the white light in the middle. Anyways, this is the number 23 card, reduces down to a 5. 5 is all about changes. There's a need to change this approach. Start focusing on yourself first. Stop pouring from a cup that's not full. Fill your cup up first. That way you can help everybody around. I know I can eat from that. I know I can eat from that. So let's go to the meaning. Upright, this is say yes. Say yes. But you guys need to say no to something. There's a need to say no. There's a need for you to honor yourself first. There's a need to only deal in consensual relationships, consensual partnerships, mutual feelings within these relationships and partnerships. Okay? So let's go straight into the book's definition. The self-focused Mandela relates to the gift of self-love and self-nourishment. You are being guided to bring your focus to yourself as you are embarking on an incredible adventure where you will encounter new levels of self. As you do so, it is ever important to gift yourself a daily ritual of self-nourishment and care. Ain't that what I've been talking about? Even with my own example of myself, I talked about why it's important for us to be real self-focused, like right now, during these transitions, planetary transitions. Anyways, recessing what your souls need to become the beautiful flower that you truly are. As you notice old ways of being falling away, take time to discover and nurture new aspects of yourself that are quickly becoming your advanced human form. Love them, embrace them as you would another. This go right back to the Lemuria Returns card, like us getting vulnerable enough to operate out of love in everything that we do, even with the people who try to hurt us, even with the people who don't have our best interests at heart. Still making decisions out of love. But sometimes operating out of love, there's a necessity to say no. You can't cross this boundary with me because I love myself too, just as much as I love you. On another level, this self-focused Mandela speaks of consent. Allowing yourself to be loved by another. Allowing yourself to be seen. Allow the unbridled passion within a relationship without the restriction of time pass. And that's deep. I got a lot about forgiveness in that. A lot of people right now, the reason for the lack of self-love is because we haven't yet forgave ourselves for decisions that we've made in the past. But what we got to understand is that a lot of that stuff we have to experience, guys. How else do we know right from wrong? How else do we know what we want and don't want if we don't experience or know about the experience of something? Okay? So don't look at those things as bad. Look at it as opportunity to grow. Because that's what we're doing. Ultimately, we want to make sure that self-focus is our embodiment so that we can get back to Lemuria's return. And although this may sound cliche, it's time for us to get out in nature. Become one with the sky, come one with the ocean, come one with the people, places, and things, the bugs, the butterflies, the birds. Like I always find myself having to say this in readings. This sounds real cliche and hippie, but no, it really isn't. Like, you are the children of the stars. You are the children of the cosmos. And it's time we got to honor that so that we can get back here, because this place actually existed at some point. So I appreciate y'all staying in tune with me. This definitely did the normal 30, 40 minutes. But whatever, I got my visuals done. And y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel. Share, send me messages, comment, please. I love to hear you guys' story and your own experiences so that I know that I'm on task or I'm in alignment with the messages that's being downloaded. Okay? So I love y'all. Peace, love, harmony.